ang ibig sabihin lang niyan ay infectious. Kapag non-communicable, these are not infectious. So again, no, sa pagdating sa epidemiology, okay, so when we say epidemiology, it is the basic science, no, that preventive and social medicine, science of preventive and social medicine. Now, it is a scientific discipline of our public health to study the disease in the community to acquire knowledge, okay, for the healthcare of the society natin. Now, when we say communicable disease and non-communicable disease, these are used, no, para ma-classify natin yung mga diseases that are spread from human to human or the diseases that are not spread. And when we say diseases that are spread from human to human, these are what we call the communicable disease, correct? So the disease that are not spread, this is called the non-communicable disease. Okay, you will learn here the difference about these two as we go through the lessons natin. Okay? So these are the learning objectives. Now you will analyze the factors, no, which causes the disease transmission, differentiate the communicable and non-communicable diseases, and explain the characteristics of disease. Okay? So according to Andrea Barrett, no, infectious disease exists, no, at this intersection between real science, medicine, public health, social policy, and human conflict. So, ibig sabihin, guys, no, ibig sabihin, humans have coexisted with microbes since the beginning of humanity. Simulat sa pulpa lang, we are now contacted with the microbes. Now, how do we control of these infectious diseases? Take note, guys, that the control of these infectious diseases is challenging because because as we all know that these microorganisms, they are adaptive, no, they are adaptive, no, adaptive sa environment, adaptive sa pagkaiba-iba ng panahon natin, no. They have inhabited the earth far longer than the humans, and they have successfully adapted to all evolutionary changes, no? Nag-e-evolve din po yung mga diseases natin na yan. Even now, no, after almost 100 years of effective antibiotics, nag-i-evolve pa rin po yung mga microorganisms natin na yan. Okay? Take note, guys, no, sa public health natin, no, HIV and AIDS, no, tsaka yung malaria and diarrheal diseases, they are the remain as the major public health challenges, yung HIV, yung malaria, tsaka yung diarrhea natin. Now, new diseases such as MERS and SARS, no, nag-e-evolve pa yan. Now, how about the old diseases such as the Ebola and tuberculosis? They still continue to evolve, no? Ibig sabihin lang yan, guys, no? So, ang mga microorganisms natin, they have inhabited the earth far longer than the humans, so they have successfully adapted to all evolutionary changes. Okay? Now, according to CDC, when we say communicable disease, no, ibig sabihin this means an illness, no, caused by an infectious agent or its toxin that occurs through direct or indirect transmission of this what we call the infectious agent natin. Now, these are the diseases which are caused by or spread by an infectious agents or its toxic product, which are capable of transmitting from man to man or animal to animal or animal to man, okay? Or from environment to man or animal. So what are example of these communicable diseases? For example, we have here the malaria, di ba? Vector-borne siya. We have also the tuberculosis, no? Direct contact dun sa taong may TB, and typhoid fever kapag ikaw ay nakakain ng pagkain na may Salmonella typhi, no? Typhoid fever, the causative agent of that is the Salmonella typhi. Take note, guys, no, that these communicable diseases, bakit natin inaaral sa medtech? Kasi nga po, pagdating nyo po ng third year, next sem pala, second year, second sem, mamimit nyo na si parasitology, tapos sa third year ninyo, mamimit nyo na si bacteriology. And this parasite and bacterias, they are one of the example of microorganisms that can spread these communicable diseases. Okay? So there are classifications of communicable diseases, no, or infections of these communicable diseases. So we have here the respiratory infection, the intestinal, the arthropod-borne, the surface infection, tsaka yung mga sexually transmitted disease. Kindly take note na lang po yung mga yan. Okay? So, what about for the mode of transmission, no, ng ating mga communicable disease, no? Either direct contact, indirect, vector-borne, foodborne, tsaka waterborne. Now, question lang, no? You can turn on your mic when I ask question. Now, saan nyo narinig ang communicable tsaka non-communicable? Kay ano? Kay community and public health nyo ba? Para pahapyawan na lang natin to. Kasi kung naulit naman na dun sa isang subject, narinig nyo naman na hindi to thoroughly discuss naman, dadaanan ko na lang so that we can proceed to preventive medicine. Dalawang topic tayo ngayon. Ano? What do you think? Daanan ko na lang ba, Troylan? Kasi kung na-discuss
Yes po,
naman
sir.
na, okay. So parang review na lang, okay? Please bear with me. Thank you, Troylan. Okay. So mode of transmission, syempre pagka sinabi nating mode of transmission, from the word mode of transmission, dito natin nalalaman kung paano nagtra-transmit itong mga communicable diseases natin. It's either direct contact, indirect, vector-borne, foodborne, or waterborne. And when we say direct contact, syempre through saliva, through mucus, through blood or feces yan. Kapag indirect, doon ka doon sa mga object, no, contaminated by germs. Pag vector-borne, yan yung mga mosquito, yan yung mga, for example, ang mosquito natin, we have the Anopheles, no, for the dengue, we have the Glossina for leishmania, tsaka trypanosoma na mga parasite, no? Kapag foodborne, we have the Salmonella typhi, we have the Vibrio cholera, more on what else, example of foodborne, amoebiasis, no? Amoeba, Entamoeba coli na aaralin ninyo next sem. Pag waterborne naman, yan, we have also here the viruses, no? For example, we have the Hep C, mga ganon. Okay? So next, no? Next, we have the respiratory infection. So respiratory infection, so meaning kapag respiratory infection, it affects our respiratory system. Now, what would be the transmission for the respiratory infection? For say example, we have here the chickenpox, the tuberculosis, the diphtheria, and the whooping cough. Now, the causative agent of chickenpox is what we call the viruses natin. Okay? The virus, no? Virus yan. Pag tuberculosis, diphtheria, tsaka whooping cough, bacteria yung mga yan. Tuberculosis, the causative agent is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The causative agent of diphtheria, we have the diphtheria, Clostridium diphtheriae, Clostridium diphtheriae. Whooping cough natin, no? Usually lumalabas yan sa board exam, no? In microbiology, in micropara rather. No, whooping cough, the causative agent is the ang tawag rito, hindi yan Bordotelia eh. Bordotelia pertussis, okay? Yung pertussis ay nagkakos ng pertussis ang ating whooping cough na yan, okay? So again, kapag ka respiratory infection through respiration, and when we say through respiration, ang kanyang transmission ay through airborne, okay? Airborne yung mga yan, okay? So next, no? So chickenpox, causative agent is the varicella zoster virus, no? Please take note yung mode of transmission, yung incubation period, yung how do we prevent and the treatment of chickenpox. Okay? Bilisan na natin. For diphtheria naman, Clostridium diphtheriae, Clostridium tuloy. Stand corrected, Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Okay? Corynebacterium diphtheriae, no? So droplet, no, kanyang mode of transmission via physical contact, no? Incubation is 2 to 4. So kailangan mo ng vaccine. We have the DPT. Anong ibig sabihin ng DPT? Diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus toxoid. Okay, so treatment is the diphtheria antitoxin. Okay, so again, diphtheria, Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Whooping cough, Bordetella pertussis, no? Kapag narinig nyo, pagdating nyo kay Ma'am Red, ng bakte, dapat confident kayo. Pag sinabi ni Ma'am Red na whooping cough, anong sagot? Bordetella pertussis. Okay? Droplet infection, no? 7 to 14 days yan. Paano ba yung whooping cough na sinasabi? When we say whooping cough, guys, yung parang, kasi 'di ba kapag may dry cough ka, galing talaga din sa may lungs ninyo. Kapag yung tunog ng whoop, ganun, kaya siya tinawag na whooping cough, no? Yan. So usually, again, the incubation time for whooping cough is 7 to 14 days, no? Accompanied by fever, okay? Magkaiba sila ng Mycobacterium tuberculosis, no? Kasi, again, kapag ka sinabi nating whooping cough, yung parang nagwo-whoop yung cough ninyo. Okay? So, people of all ages, no, dapat may vaccine ng diphtheria natin. Nung bata tayo, meron na tayong DTP, diphtheria, pertussis, saka tetanus toxoid na vaccine natin yan. Okay? So, whooping cough vaccines, no, please take note of this one according to CDC natin. Okay? Next, now we have tuberculosis. Now, when we say tuberculosis, the causative agent of this one would be the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Take note guys, no? May mga tuberculosis din po yung ating mga cows, yung ating mga cattle, okay? So what would be the causative agent of tuberculosis of the cow? We have the Mycobacterium bovis, okay? Mycobacterium bovis, no? So anyway, let's focus on the human, which is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, no? 2 to 12 weeks ang incubation time niya. Ganun po siya katagal and nakukuha siya through droplet infection, okay? So treatment is giving a anti-tubercular agents, no? Or yung DATS therapy natin, okay? So prevention is the BCG vaccine. Nung bata tayo, meron na rin tayo niyan BCG vaccine or what we call the Bacille Calmette Guerin. Okay? So, yan yung prevention niya. So, intestinal infections, for example, we have the polio, typhoid, hepatitis, and amoebiasis. Itong mga to guys, nakukuha siya through fecal oral route natin or route, through fecal oral route. Okay? So, polio, virus yan, typhoid, bacteria, hepatitis is viral, amoebiasis is parasite. Okay? Polio and Hepa virus, typhoid is bacteria, amoebiasis is parasite. Okay? So when we say polio, the causative agent is the poliovirus type 1. Okay? So this polio guys, no, usually anong kanyang diseases, no? So usually nagkakaroon ka ng meningitis, no? We have what we call the flaccid paralysis or the fluffy limbs, no? Loss of reflexes, um, paresthesia and severe muscle aches, no? And the severe, no, we have the paralysis, okay? So next, no, polio mode of transmission again is fecal and oral route. So incubation is 7 to 14 days. Okay, so treatment, we have the antispasmodic, antibiotics, saka physical therapy. Okay, so please take note the polio vaccination schedules po natin. Okay, next, we have the typhoid or the enteric fever. Now, causative agent is the Salmonella typhi. Incubation is 6 to 30 days. No? Fecal oral route or urine oral route. Okay, so prevention is anti-typhoid vaccine. Treatment is antibiotic. No? Tatandaan nyo guys, kapag ka bacteria yung causative agent ng disease natin, anong kanyang treatment dyan? We have the antibiotic. Kapag ka naman parasite yung nagkakos ng communicable disease, ang treatment dyan is yung mga anti-parasitic. Okay? Kapag ka virus naman ang nagkakos ng ating communicable diseases, no, ang usually treatment dyan is palakasin nyo lang yung immune system ninyo. Why? Because virus, they are self-limiting. Kapag malakas ang immune system mo, mawawala na yung virus na yan. Unlike ng mga fungi, unlike ng mga parasite, unlike ng mga bacteria, kailangan mong uminom ng gamot para matanggal sila. Okay? So again, no, typhoid fever, causative agent is the Salmonella typhi natin. Okay? Next, we have also here the hepatitis A. So yung mahilig sa may street foods, no? Street foods, saan pa? Sa malamig, yung mga palamig dyan mga gilid, okay? Hepatitis A, no? Hepatitis A is a foodborne infection. Okay, causative agent is the hepatitis A virus. Anong pinaka tina-target niyang organ natin? It is our liver. Okay? So hepatitis A, no, also known as the causative agent of epidemic jaundice. Okay? Epidemic jaundice, and wala po siyang specific treatment. Now, usually guys, 'di ba sinasabi ko na sa inyo pa lang noong una, kapag kayo ay nilagnat, ibig sabihin may mali sa immune system ninyo. Kapag kayo ay nilagnat, isipin ninyo yung huli ninyong ginawa or huli ninyong kinain. Okay? So baka yun yung nagkokos nun. Okay? So next, no? Next, we have the hepatitis B, or what we call the serum jaundice. Now guys, take note guys that hepatitis B is a sexually transmitted disease. Now, bago kayo mag-intern, dapat kayo ay may hepatitis B vaccine na kayo. Dapat may Hepa B vaccine na kayo. May Hepa B vaccine na kayo. Now, hepatitis B, no, the causative agent is the hepatitis B virus. Now, it is acquired through prenatal transmission, parenteral route, or sexual transmission. Or, pwede rin siya sa blood transfusion. Okay. So, incubation is 45 to 180 days, no? Ano ang prevention mo? Magpa-vaccine ka lang ng Hepa B, okay? So, dito, since na virus siya, kung hindi kaya ng immune system mo, kailangan mo na rin ng antiviral drugs natin, okay? So, yan ang Hepa B natin. Next, we have here the amoebiasis, o yung mga mahihilig din dyan sa mga tusok-tusok, yung mahihilig sa mga palamig-palamig sa gilid, mga mahilig magbuko juice, ano pa, yung mga sa malamig dyan, o ito, amoebiasis kayo, okay? Causative agent is the Entamoeba histolytica. You know what guys, pagdating ng medtech natin, ang pinakamadaling subject, parasitology sa lahat ng board exam subject kasi maikli lang siya. Okay? So, amoebiasis, fecal, oral route, no? Contaminated food and water, raw vegetable, kaya nga dapat pag kumain kayo, dapat yung lutong-luto. And take note guys ha, kapag bibili kayo sa mga street food, tignan nyo naman yung mga kuko ng mga bibilhan ninyo. Tignan ninyo kung malinis sila, kung may we are in the medical field, correct? So, when we say we are in the medical field, dapat malinis tayo. Okay? So again, amoebiasis, causative agent is the Entamoeba histolytica fecal oral route, no? So now, just to give you a background, in kasi favorite sa lahat, favorite ko ang para. Okay? So when we say Entamoeba histolytica, now, sa parasitology kasi guys, may mga morphological forms yung mga yan, yung mga parasites natin. Now, ang ating Entamoeba histolytica is under siya ng mga amoeba. Okay? Amoeba family. Now, sa amoeba family natin in parasite, may dalang morphological form. We have the trophozoite and the cyst. Okay? When we say trophozoite, ito po yung feeding stage ng ating mga amoeba. And when we say cystic stage, no, ito po yung ang tawag dito, trophozoite is the feeding stage. Ang ating cystic stage ay ito yung ating ang tawag rito, pag cystic, wait lang. Trophozoite is feeding stage. Cystic stage is the infectious stage. Okay? So usually infectious stage po natin ang cystic stage. Usually yung cyst stage po ng ating mga amoeba, yan po yung nakikita natin under the microscope. Okay? Yan yung chine-check natin. Yan yung morphological form na chine-check natin under the microscope kapag ang tao ay infected by amoeba. And take note guys, what would be the specimen of choice for amoebiasis? In the laboratory, anong ipapasa dapat nila sa atin? Stool sample nila. Stool o kaya yung feces natin. Now, ang feces natin guys, no, usually ang feces natin it should be in pea size. Pea size lang dapat ang ipinapasa, and it is valid only for 2 hours. Kapag more than 2 hours na po ang stool natin, stool sample natin, we are not allowed to check it. Why? Kasi nga po, baka namatay na yung parasite na gusto nating makita kapag more than 2 hours na po natin hindi chinecheck yung stool sample natin. Okay? Just to give you a bit background in parasitology next ASEM. Okay? So yung mga third year nyo ngayon, ako ang para teacher nila nun parasitology lecture nila last sem. Okay? So next, no, what about the arthropod-borne infection? Malaria, filariasis, no, tsaka yung plague, usually mga parasite yung nagkokos niyan. Okay? So kapag ka arthropod-borne, ibig sabihin it is transmitted by a mechanical or biological vector. Okay? Yung mga flies po natin, yung mga mosquitoes natin. Okay? So first, we have the malaria. The causative agent is the Plasmodium apat yan. Si falciparum, si vivax, si ovale, tsaka si malariae. Kaya bakit now, in blood donation, chinecheck po natin yung malaria. Bakit natin chine-check ang malaria sa ating mga donor? Kasi nga po, no, take note guys, that the malaria, saan siya nabubuhay? Doon mismo sa loob ng ating red blood cells. Okay? Specifically, when you go to Palawan, no, kapag ikaw ay pumunta ng Palawan after 1 year na, 1 year na sa incubation time kasi usually 1 year yan ang malaria natin. Okay? So 1 year, chine-check natin kung tatanungin ka sa blood banking kung nag-travel ka sa Palawan. Bakit? Kasi nga mataas ang cases ng malaria sa Palawan natin. Okay? Sa El Nido, sa Coron, yung mga ganyan. Mahilig yung mga malaria na yan Okay? So yan, malaria causative agent, apat, falciparum, vivax, ovale, tsaka malaria. Ayoko kayong para may excitement kayo pagdating nyo ng parasitology. Basta alamin ninyo, Anopheles ang Anopheles mosquito ang vector netong malaria natin. Okay? Vector transmission, direct transmission. Okay? So treatment, we have the chloroquine, no? Lumabas yan sa board exam, chloroquine treatment for malaria. Okay? So next, no, we have here the asan na? Malaria, we have here the plague, okay? So transmitted between the rodents and rat fleas, okay? Bite of an infected rat flea to man to man by droplets, okay? Incubation period is 2 to 6 days. Ang causative agent niya, no, ng plague natin, usually the bacteria Yersinia pestis, okay? Yersinia pestis. Paano nyo matatandaan na si Yersinia pestis ay true rat flea? Tatandaan ninyo na ang daga ay peste. Kaya Yersinia pestis. Okay? Causative agent of plague. Okay? So next now we have the filariasis. Parasite din to. Now usually the Wuchereria bancrofti, the Brugia malayi, okay? Yan yung mga nagkakos ng lymphatic filariasis. Meron ba sa Pilipinas na filariasis? Meron po. Panoorin niyo yung documentary ni Cara David about sa filariasis, meron yan. Usually sa may Bicol region, sa mga nagtatanim ng abaka. Kasi nga, no, again, mosquito-borne tong mga to sa mosquito. Alam niyo yung saging, 'di ba, yung puno ng saging. Kapag umulan, 'di ba, doon sa mismong branch niya, may nai-stack doon na mga tubig. Usually doon nabubuhay, doon nangingitlog yung mga mosquito na to. Kaya yung mga farmers natin sa Bicol na nagtatanim ng abaka, they are usually infected. Okay? Filariasis elephantiasis, yung lumalaki yung paa. Ganun yung itsura niyan. Okay? Causative agent, no? Sa Philippines, we have the Wuchereria bancrofti. Causative agent of elephantiasis. Another one, we have the Brugia malayi. Meron sa Pilipinas, meron po yung dalawang yan dito sa Pilipinas. Okay? So next now, what about the surface infection? We have the rabies, the trachoma, and the leprosy. Rabies, no? Causative agent is the Lysa virus type 1. Alam nyo na yan, nakukuha sa dogs, okay? So usually, ang manifestation ay hydrophobia, takot sa tubig, di ba? So kindly take note ha, yung mga mode of transmission, incubation, prevention, tsaka treatment. Next, we have the trachoma, causative agent, no? Bacteria yan, the Chlamydia trachomatis, okay? Eye pain, okay? Eye to eye, 5 to 12 days. Next, we have the leprosy, also known as the Hansen's disease, no? Kapag narinig nyo ang Hansen's disease, leprosy ang mga yan. Bacteria din yan, ha? Bacteria, causative agent is the Mycobacterium leprae, yung nagkakos ng leprosy, okay? Or what we call the Hansen's disease. Okay, next, no? What about the sexually transmitted disease? You have the syphilis, the gonorrhea, and the AIDS, no? So syphilis, no? Treponema pallidum, causative agent yan. Treponema pallidum. Okay, so usually 10 days to 10 weeks, no? Kaya kayo kapag ka makikitsukchak kayo ng one night stand ninyo, since we are medtech, no? Check the syphilis, check the hepatitis, and also check the HIV status of your partner. Okay? So, ang syphilis, guys, no, siya yung nagkakos ng soft chancre doon sa ating genitalia. And when we say soft chancre, yan po yung parang may tigyawat ka na hindi masakit. Ganon. May hard chancre kasi, iba rin yun. Pag soft chancre, no, treponema pallidum yan. Okay, i-check ninyo ang mga genital area ng inyong mga partner, baka mamaya may syphilis na sila. Okay, so usually, ang syphilis natin may primary, secondary, tsaka tertiary. Pag tertiary, yun na yung last stage, no? Ibig sabihin, end na. Kahit kapag kayo nagka-syphilis, primary infection, gamutin nyo na kaagad. Okay? Gonorrhea is a bacterial infection din po yan. Causative agent is the Neisseria gonorrhea. Under the microscope, there are diplococci, gram-negative diplococci. Gram-negative diplococci ang ating Neisseria gonorrhea. Usually, ang incubation period, 3 to 10 days accompanied by fever, mahirap umihi, merong fire, tag rito, parang mainit kapag ka umihi, fiery, ganun yung ano ng mga description nila dyan, okay? Meron dito? Meron yan, okay? Kasi lalaki at babae nagkakaroon ng gonorrhea ha, ibig sabihin yan yung tulo, okay? So next, AIDS, no? Syempre hindi ka naman magkakaroon ng AIDS kapag hindi nag-full blown ang iyong HIV. Kapag napabayaan si HIV, magkakaroon ka ng AIDS, okay? So next, no? Causative agent is the human immunodeficiency virus yung ating AIDS, no? Kapag ikaw ay HIV positive, meron ka na bang AIDS? Yes or no? Kapag ka ako ba ay hindi, wag ako. Yung pasyente ba ay may HIV? Ang tanong ko sa inyo, meron na ba siyang AIDS? Yes or no? Ano sa tingin ninyo? Anyone? Any idea?
No po, sir.
No. Bakit kaya, Troylan? What do you think?
Kasi po yung ano po HIV po is just an initial result, initial reason po of AIDS po. So so hindi po siya ibig sabihin na may HIV guys, meron ka ng AIDS kasi po nangyayari lang po yung AIDS kapag yung kapag damage na po talaga yung ano mo po immune system.
Yes, thank you, Troylan. Very good. Correct, no? Ay, ayun na si MDRMMC. Wait lang. Okay, tama si Troylan. Hindi ibig sabihin na may HIV ka ay may AIDS ka. Kapag napabayaan mo yung HIV mo na yan, ikaw ay magkakaroon pa lang ng AIDS. Okay, magkakaroon ka pa lang ng AIDS kapag ikaw ay pinabayaan ang HIV. Kaya dapat know your status. Okay? So much on that. So, prevention is the what we call, syempre, dapat safe sex, use condom, use sterile needle, no? Never share needles. Alam nyo na yan. Hindi naman na ganun. Alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo kung bakit. Na-discuss naman na yan sa ibang mga pang subject, mga HIV, no? So, ang tatandaan nyo lang dyan sa HIV, no? Gagamit kayo ng antiretroviral drugs, no? Usually, yaan yung gamit nila for treatment ng HIV. Now, this would be the 10 general methods to control the communicable disease, no? Notification, ibig sabihin, once an infectious disease has been detected for even suspected, it should be notified, no? You will notify the local health authority natin. Okay? So early diagnosis and prompt treatment. Now the infection will rapidly spread to community without early diagnosis. No, dapat meron ng clinical diagnosis, no, with the epidemiological support, no, to warrant the treatment and appropriate control measures natin. So and then you will report it, no, kung may outbreak, no, within 24 hours kung may outbreak or may epidemic doon sa mismong lugar sa inyo ire-report sa DO o sa barangay nyo muna, tapos sa city, tapos sa NCR, tapos sa DOH, ganon. Then, i-isolate. Isipin ninyo dito yung sa may COVID natin noon. Okay? So, di ba na-notify, nagkaroon ng early diagnosis, ni-report sa WHO, and then anong ginawa sa community? Nag-isolate. Anong ginawa dun sa mga tao? Nag-quarantine. Tapos nagkaroon tayo ng mga disinfection period, di ba? Tapos nagkaroon ng immunoprophylaxis yung mga vaccines. Tapos nagkaroon ng chemoprophylaxis, no? So nagkaroon ng prevention doon sa infection, 'di ba? Yan no, yung chemoprophylaxis. And lastly, health, no? The essential duty of every health workers kasama tayong mga medtech is to educate the community about the disease causation, clinical features, mode of transmission, prevention, importance of notification, importance ng immunization, tsaka yung ating personal hygiene, and of course, the environmental sanitation. Correct? Sinong teacher nyo sa CPH Lab? Nagpunta na ba kayo sa community? Nag-discuss na kayo na itong mga communicable tsaka non-communicable disease? O, di ba? Ngayon yung na-apply, kaya mabilis yung discussion natin ngayon. Kasi nga, di ba, nagawa ninyo na sa community ninyo, which is good. Okay? Kasi may application na kayo. Correct? Now, next, punta na tayo sa non-communicable. And when we say non-communicable disease, also known as the chronic diseases. Ito yung mga chronic diseases natin. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, these are non-infectious. Ibig sabihin, nakukuha natin siya minsan sa ating lifestyle. Okay? Kung paano ba tayo kumain, 'di ba? Mga diabetes, no? Kung ano ba, kung nag-i-smoke ba tayo? Ganyan, 'di ba? We have the NCDs ng mga yan, okay? So, usually guys, no, ang ating mga NCDs, they are non-contagious, no? Non-contagious in origin. Ibig sabihin, they are non-communicable, okay? So, next, no, so there are four main types of NCDs. We have that we will discuss. Etong apat lang na to di-discuss natin. The cardiovascular disease, the cancer, the diabetes, saka yung chronic lung disease natin. Other classes of NCDs, we have the public health significance, the mental illness, the unintentional injuries, arthritis, or what we call the musculoskeletal disease natin. Di ba naaral nyo na to sa patophy? Naaral niyo na ba ang mga cardiovascular, mga DM nako-correlate niyo na ba sila yung mga other sinong patophy niyo? Si Doc Mico? Troylan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lab and Lec, you're in good hands kapag kay Doc Mico. Ang daming inaaral, no? Kasi nga, patophy, no? So, ayan. So, for sure, yung iba dito, nabanggit niya na. Okay? So, in here, these are the top 10 global causes of death by sex in 2019. Okay? So, rank 12, mga non-communicable, yung mga naka-blue, yung green communicable, yung mga injuries yung other color. Okay, sa mga lalaki, okay? Yan, mas mataas kesa sa mga babae. Okay? So, cardiovascular. Okay? So, when we say cardiovascular, um, it is a group of disorders of the heart and blood vessels and may include the coronary heart disease, the cerebro, the peripheral, congenital, rheumatic, tsaka deep vein thrombosis natin. Okay? So when we say coronary, syempre yung sa may heart muscle, pag cerebrovascular, usually ito yung nagkakos ng stroke, no? Blood vessels that will supply the brain. Kapag peripheral artery naman, ito yung mga blood vessels that supply the arm tsaka legs diseases, no? Kapag ka congenital heart naman, birth defect siya that affect the normal development and functioning ng ating heart. Pag rheumatic naman, damage of the heart muscle and the heart valves from rheumatic fever natin. Kapag ka deep vein thrombosis natin, no? Kapag ka thrombosis, narinig ninyo yan sa hematology ninyo, ibig sabihin mga blood clot yung mga yan. Blood clot saan? Sa leg veins, no? O kaya may dislodge, no? That dislodge or move doon sa heart tsaka sa lungs natin. Okay? Thrombosis, ibig sabihin may blood clots. Okay? So leading cause of death globally is the cardiovascular disease natin. Okay? Cardiovascular disease, no? Leading cause of death globally. Okay? So over 3/4 of CVT deaths take place in the LMIAC natin. Okay? Sa LMICs natin. Okay? So next, no? We have the diabetes, no? There are types of diabetes. We have the type 1, the type 2, the gestational, and the pre-diabetes natin. Now, ang tatandaan nyo lang sa diabetes natin, no, this is a disorder of metabolism, the way the body uses, digests food for growth and energy natin. Okay? So, usually guys, ang pinaka common diabetes natin is the type 2 diabetes, no? What would be the laboratory test? Saan tayo papasok ng mga medtech doon sa ating FBS, no? Fasting blood sugar. And take note guys that the fasting blood sugar lang, you can check lang yung sugar mo within 24 hours na, within 12 overnight fasting lang siya. Na-check lang yung sugar mo, overnight fasting lang. Anong magandang test natin para ma-check natin yung sugar natin for 3 months, no? Para ma-check ninyo yung glucose level ninyo ng katawan ninyo for 3 months, you will use the HbA1c, HbA1c. Okay, HbA1c test, no? Kapag narinig nyo si HbA1c test, no, ibig sabihin, you will check your sugar, no, i-check nyo yung sugar mo within 3 months. Anong pinagkaiba nila ng FBS? Ang fasting blood sugar mo, i-check nyo lang yung sugar mo ng alin? Ng overnight sugar mo lang yon. Okay? So, pagka napabayaan ng TB, ang TB tuloy, ang diabetes, ang DM natin, no, may mga amputation usually sa ating mga lower limb, no, nagkakaroon ka din ng blindness kapag may TB ka, may kidney failure, nagkakaroon ka ng heart attack, and worse is yung stroke accompanied by this CVD natin. Okay? So next now, we have the cancers, no? And when we say cancers, alam kong alam nyo na yan, okay? Ito yung mga abnormal production ng ating mga cells natin, ng ating mga normal cells natin. When we say cancers, there are two types. You have the benign and the malignant tumor. And when we say benign, okay, usually it is a non-cancerous, no? Kapag ka malignant, ito yung usually nagme-metastasize sa ating katawan. And when we say metastasize, ibig sabihin, it will now spread out through our body. Okay? So next, you have the COPD or the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. No? Take note, guys, that the COPD, it is the third leading cause of death worldwide, okay? Third leading cause of death worldwide, okay? Back to the cancer. Ano ba yung mga usual cancer na most common? So, ang mga most common cancer natin, we have the breast cancer, the lung cancer, the colon, the rectum, tsaka yung ating mga prostate cancer, okay? Mga prostate, okay? So, sa COPD, again, third leading cause of death worldwide lang yan. Okay, usually kapag ka COPD, more on respiratory. Okay? Respiratory symptoms or respiratory diseases yung mga yan. Okay? So, ano mga risk factors niya ng ating COPD? Either you expose sa ating environmental exposure to tobacco smoke, ano pa, indoor air pollution, occupational dust, yung mga fumes, saka yung ating mga chemicals natin. Okay? So, anong maganda dito sa COPD natin? Early diagnosis and treatment, including smoking cessation support, okay, is needed to slow the progression of symptoms and reduce the flare-ups. Okay? For review, uulitin ko, kapag ka sinabi nating communicable disease, ano ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin, these are infectious. No? Kapag non-communicable disease, these are non-infectious. Now, alam nyo na-analyze nyo na kung paano mag-transmit ang disease, na-differentiate na natin ang communicable at non-communicable disease, and we also explain the characteristics of each disease that we discussed a while ago. Okay? So next, pumunta na tayo sa preventive medicine. Okay pa ba kayo? Mabilis ba masyado o nakasunod lahat? Pa-heart react pag okay? Okay, okay pa sila. Kasi nga nagkaroon na sila ng ang tawag rito, ng community. Did you try to explain ba yung mga communicable tsaka non-communicable disease? sa community. Anong ginawa? Sinong CPH lab nyo? Sir John ba? Si Marvic ba? O si Doc Tina? To si sino? Anong ginawa? Kwentuhan nyo nga ako ng ginawa ninyo na sa ano community. Saan kayo pumuntang barangay? Uy,
Ib-
nagtatanong na.
Iba-iba po sir. May
Iba.
po Marikina, Pasay,
Ah,
ah,
yung
Makati din
prof
po.
mo din.
Si Doc Rena po.
Si Doc Rena. So, at least na-expose kayo sa community. Anong in-explain nyo? By group ang explanation ng communicable tsaka non-communicable disease? Yun ba in-explain nyo? Troylan?
Ano po sir, actually po yung ginawa po namin is nag-conduct po kami ng research po na knowing po kung ano po yung problem po sa
Ng
community.
community.
Opo. Tapos doon po kami nag-base sa kung ano po yung paano po namin gawin to give solution po to that kind of problem.
Okay. So basically, in your group, anong pinaka main problem ng community?
Sa amin po sir, ano po, dengue.
O dengue.
Dengue outbreak po. So, parang nagkaroon po kami ng ano po, online, tawag dito, online campaign or parang
Ah,
information drive
yeah.
po na ano,
Yeah.
to make them aware po na
Yes.
the dangers of the dengue po.
Okay, thank you. So basically, kaya natin inaral yung concept ng communicable and non-communicable disease, magkaduktong sila ng Module 7 natin, which is the preventive medicine, the public health, and the control of communicable diseases, including epidemiology. Oh, yun yun. Kaya dalawang topic tayo ngayon para hindi bitin. Oh, 'di ba? Kasi nga, ang kinagandahan niyan, na at least nakapagkaroon na ka ng community outreach. Okay? Which is parang ang nangyayari, hindi niyo na kailangang i-picture out kasi nga nagawa na ng grupo ninyo. Okay? Yan. So, dito, so again, public health, papasok na naman yung CPH ninyo. Okay, 'di ba sabi ko na sa inyo una pa lang, magkaduktong ang biostat epidem tsaka yung community and public health ninyo. Same lang yan ng track, okay? So kung na-discuss na sa community and public health, parang madi-discuss din dito or vice versa. Okay? So again, when we say public health, it is defined, no, as the science of protecting the safety and improving the health ng ating communities through education na ginawa ninyo, 'di ba? Doon sa activity niyo sa CPH, no? Policy making and research for disease and injury prevention. So the aim of the preventive medicine is the absence of disease either by preventing the occurrence of the disease or by stopping the disease and averting the result complication after its onset. Okay? So what would be the learning objective? We will classify the different levels of disease prevention for health promotion, point out the importance of personal hygiene in the prevention of disease. Okay? So these are the 10 essential public health services. Na-discuss na to sa CPH ninyo. Tong 10 essential public health services, Troylan? Hindi. Naalala nyo pa ba sila? Okay. So, yung monitor, health, tsaka diagnose and investigate, it will fall under the assessment. The inform, educate, empower, mobilize community partnership, develop policies, it will uh, fall under the policy development, and the others will fall under assurance. And when we say monitor the health status, we need to identify and solve the community health problems. And when we say diagnose and investigate, no, we will investigate the health problem and health hazards doon sa ating community. And then we will inform, educate, and empower the people about the health issues, yung ginawa ninyo sa CPH ninyo, then mobilize the community partnership to identify and solve the health problems. We will develop now, since na-identify nyo na, nagkaroon na ng problem solving ng health problems ninyo, we will now develop the policies and plans, no, that support the individual and community health efforts natin. Then after that, you will now enforce the law and regulations that protect the health and ensure the safety. And you will link people to needed personal health services natin and assure the provisions of healthcare when otherwise unavailable. and assure a component public and personal healthcare workforce natin. So after that, no, you will now evaluate the effectiveness, the accessibility and quality of the personal and population-based health services natin. And lastly, you will do the research, no? Research for new insights and innovative solutions to health problems natin. Okay? So these are the level of disease prevention. Tatlo lang yan. Primary, secondary, tsaka tertiary. And when we say primary prevention, you will measures they are applied to prevent the occurrence of disease. And secondary prevention, ang disease or its complication are halted or averted at any point after the onset of disease natin. Now, when we say primary prevention, on this level, the individual's capacity is good. Okay pa. Okay? Walang experience of no illness. Okay? So the goal of the primary prevention is that to stop the disease from occurring before it happens. The goal is to maintain his present health status. Okay? Dapat ma-maintain ang health status, yung present health status, no? So usually you will focus on the education, the knowledge, no, the changing norms, providing preventive care, establishing access to the resources to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Now, what are the example of primary prevention? No, under dyan magfo-fall ang vaccination, health education, tsaka access to fruit and vegetable. So pagka primary, ano ang goal? Stop the disease from occurring before it happens. You will Another goal is to maintain the present health status ng ating pasyente. Okay? So, yan. Pag sinabi natin namang secondary naman, on this level, the individual is recovering from the disease, no? Nagre-recover na siya sa disease. Protection from potential complications which may hinder the full restoration of the capacity of the person. Okay? So again, recover, no? Recovering from disease. Ano ang goal ng secondary? Treat the disease as early. Treat disease early. After the disease has occurred but before the person may know anything is wrong. Okay? So dito, you will focus on routine screening of disease, early detection ng disease, self-exam, access to regular care. Okay? So uulitin ko, kapag ka primary, i-maintain mo lang yung status ng ating pasyente. Kapag ka secondary naman, ang pinaka-goal mo dyan ay you recover the individual from the disease. Okay? So, andyan yung early diagnosis sa mga disability limitations natin. Okay? Next, we have the tertiary prevention. And when we say tertiary prevention, a person with permanently damaged or severely damaged body part, no? You will protect his remaining capacities from deterioration due to misuse or unuse. Okay? Uulitin ko. You will protect his remaining capacities from deterioration due to misuse or unuse. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang pinaka-key concept lang ng tertiary prevention natin is that, no, i-rehab mo yung ating pasyente. Magkakaroon ka ng health restoration o kaya yung ating palliative care. 'Di ba usually kasi after ng surgery, 'di ba hindi naman basta-basta kagad nakakatayo yung pasyente natin. Kunwari, surgery naputol yung isang paa. O syempre, kailangan mong i-rehab yan para magamit niya pa rin yung isang paa niya. Kasi kung isa pa lang naman yung paa niya, kaya pa naman niyang makatayo as long as naka-wheelchair tsaka may saklay yung pasyente. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng tertiary prevention. Gagamitin niyo pa yung ibang parte ng katawan ninyo para hindi lang siya ma-stuck na as a bedridden. Ganun yon. Okay? Full employment of rehabilitated individual. Yun lang yon. Kumbaga, dapat may maintenance. Kung ang maintenance niya ay katulad niyan, this one, yung picture na to, 'di ba? Ano maintenance niya? Yung may tungkod, 'di ba? So, anong maintenance niya? Okay, para ang tawag dito, ano lang ba? Ma-prolong lang yung kanyang buhay ang tawag dito, para ma-prolong yung buhay, para magamit niya pa yung mga ibang parte ng katawan niya. Okay? So, Na-discuss niyo na 'to, 'di ba? Chain of infection, correct? Sa community and public health. Alam niyo na 'to? Oh, review, 'di ba? So, yan, chain of infection, it is a process of infection that begins when an agent leaves its reservoir through the portal of exit and it is conveyed by mode of transmission, then enters through an appropriate portal of entry to infect the susceptible diseases. Okay? So, yan, chain of infection, so pathogen, reservoir, portal of exit, mode of transmission, portal of entry, tsaka yung susceptible host natin. Okay? Now take note guys, ito na lang ang ano ko diyan, ang input ko diyan, no? Kapag nag-work kayo ng laboratory, no? Take note that treat every specimen you receive and patient you attend to as infectious. Kaya nga nandyan sila sa ospital kasi may mali sa kanilang katawan, okay? May infectious, okay? So, classification of infection, local, focal, systematic. When we say local, when the microorganisms are confined in one area, kapag focal, ang organisms mo naman confined to one area which may serve as source for further dissemination of toxic materials to other parts of the body. Kapag systemic naman or general infection, when there is a general invasion and entire body seems to be affected. Now, when we say bacteremia, okay, so bacteremia, sulat ninyo dyan, under ng systematic, may 5, bacteremia, septicemia, pyemia, saprimia, tsaka toxemia. Okay? Pag sinabing bacteremia, bacteria no, in the bloodstream. No? Bacteria siya doon sa bloodstream pero walang active multiplication. Bacteria in the bloodstream, no active multiplication. When we say septicemia naman, bacteria din siya doon sa ating bloodstream with active multiplication. Okay? When we say pyemia, bacteria that are localized, no, causing new foci on infection. Okay? Uulitin ko, pyemia, bacteria localized causing new foci on infection. Kapag sa primya naman, usually it occurs as a result of the absorption of the product formed by the growth of saprophytes on diseased or injured tissues. Okay? So toxemia, usually it occurs when the bacteria are localized and produce a toxin which is spread throughout the body and it is absorbed by the body cells natin. Okay? So, infectious agent, no? Alam nyo na yan. They have the protozoa, the metazoa, the fungi, the bacteria, the rickettsia, and the virus natin. Okay? So, ano example ng protozoa? Malaria, amoeba. Ano example ng metazoa natin? We have the tapeworm and the blood flukes, no? Sa fungi natin, we have the ringworm. What else? The histoplasmosis, okay? So, bacteria, alam nyo na yan, rickettsia. When we say rickettsia, these are the microorganisms that hat between bacteria and viruses in terms of size and characteristics, okay? So, ayan, microorganisms that are between bacteria and viruses in terms of size and characteristics. And when we say viruses naman, these are obligate intracellular parasite which are among the smallest of the biologic agents known to infect human. It is the smallest. Wait lang guys ha, mag-ano lang ako, water break lang ako, 5 minutes. Wait lang, 9 off. Okay. So back to our topic now. First na ating chain of infection, we have the reservoir. No? 'Di ba when we say reservoir, it is the place where the microorganism resides, thrives, and reproduce. No? For example, doon sa ating food, sa ating water, sa toilet, sa seat, sa elevator buttons, sa human feces, sa respiratory secretions, and etc. Now, when we say human carrier, this meron niyang tatlo. We have the incubate human carrier, malamang galing sa human, okay? Under niyan, we have the incubator, convalescent, saka chronic carrier. When we say incubatory carrier, it transmit the infection before it becomes symptomatic. When we say convalescent carrier naman, the patient who had recovered from an acute illness may continue to shed the organism. When we say chronic carrier, the patient usually who develop chronic infection and transmit the infection for long period of time. Another reservoir, we have the animals, no, diseases that can be transmitted, no, under the natural conditions from the vertebrate animals to humans are called zoonoses. Okay, zoonoses. Next, we have the environment, no, certain biologic agents such as the Cryptococcus neoformans, usually they live free in the environment. Take note guys, no, usually ang na-isolate natin bacteria, no, sa ating mga AIDS patient natin ay yung ating tinatawag na Cryptococcus neoformans natin. Okay? Cryptococcus neoformans. Wait na lang. Okay. Next, we have the portal of exit, no? So, daanan ko na lang ha. When we say portal of exit, no, usually corresponds to the site where the pathogen is localized, okay? Mag-exit, no? So, for say example, we have the influenza viruses and Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Ang exit nila ay respiratory tract through sneezing or through coughing, 'di ba? Schistosoma, example yung ating mga schistosoma through urine, okay? Cholera specifically the Vibrio through feces, okay? So ano pa, yung Sarcoptes scabiei natin or yung nagkakos ng scabies natin, anong kanyang portal of exit? Through skin lesions, okay? So some bloodborne agents can exit by crossing the placenta from mother to fetus. For say example, we have the rubella, the syphilis, and the toxoplasmosis natin. While others exit through cuts or needles in the skin. For example, yung ating hepatitis B or via blood sucking. Or for example, we have the arthropods natin, specifically the malaria natin. Okay? So guys more on example na lang ako kasi alam kong alam nyo na yung chain of infection na to. Okay? So, next, no, mode of transmission. So, syempre, alam nyo na yan, either direct or indirect contact yan. No? Kapag ka-direct, no, usually considered person-to-person contact but may also refer to as contact with soil or vegetation harboring the infectious microorganisms natin. Now, these droplets are relatively large and usually will fall from suspension after 3 to 6 feet of travel. So yung droplets na yan will rapidly fall on a nerval surfaces either sa table, sa doorknob, sa telephone, sa elevator buttons, or etc. and may remain viable. Now, the survivability of the pathogen depende yan doon sa type ng pathogen natin. So some pathogens will live for a few minutes to hours while others may survive for a few days outside of a host cell. Okay? So, droplet transmission occurs when a droplet from coughing, sneezing, or talking carry the pathogen to the host body. So, through inhaling, through droplets, no example of illness caused by droplets, we have the strep throat, the influenza, the common cold, saka COVID-19. Okay? So, mode of transmission via bloodborne. Okay? So, mga HEPA natin, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, tsaka yung HIV natin. So, mode of transmission through airborne. We have the example ng mga measles natin. Okay? So next, now mode of transmission via vector. we have the mga arthropod natin, the mosquito, the fleas, and the ticks natin. Di ba? Mga vector, mga flies, mga mosquito, ganon. Okay? So, uulitin ko lang guys, no? Para walang malito. Pagdating sa mode of transmission, there are divided into direct contact. Number 2, via droplet transmission. Number 3, via bloodborne. Number 4 is via airborne transmission. And lastly, we have the vector transmission. Okay, self-explanatory na lang po yan. Okay, bloodborne, syempre sa blood. Pag airborne, through air. Kapag ka droplet, through droplets, no, yung mga droplets natin. Okay, so kapag ka tag dito vector-borne, mga mosquito, mga fleas, mga ticks, okay? So yan. So next, no, the chain of infection is the portal of entry. Now, dito, no, ang portal of entry, this may include inhalation, absorption, ingestion, inoculation, tsaka introduction. Okay? So say for example, ang fecal oral route natin, no, example yan ng portal of entry. The pathogen exits, no, the source of host in the feces. They are carried on inadequately washed hands to a vehicle such as food, water utensils, and enter a new host through the mouth. Kaya ganun ang fecal oral route. Okay? So skin, for example, yung ating hookworm, no? Pag nagparasitology kayo, skin penetration po ang ating hookworm, ang portal of entry niya. Mucous membrane naman ang portal of entry ng ating syphilis. For say example, ano ang portal of entry ng hepatitis natin, ng HIV? Through blood or sexual contact. Okay? So next na meron tayong tinatawag na susceptible host, no? Tapos na po tayo sa chain of infection ha. Okay na, may reservoir, may portal of exit, may MOT or mode of transmission. Meron tayong portal of entry, meron din tayong susceptible host. When we say susceptible host, it is the last link in the chain of infection. This is the organism that will feel the effect of the infectious disease that has traveled through the chain of infection. Susceptibility of a host depend on generic factors, specific immunity, non-specific factors that affect the individual's ability to resist the infection or to limit the pathogenicity natin. So, how susceptible a host may be, it depends on many factors. For example, isulat nyo dyan, yung age, yung factor na age. A very young or very old are usually more susceptible, correct? Pangalawa, next to age is the health status. Yung mga malnourished, yung mga dehydrated or otherwise unhealthy persons, they are more at risk, okay? Next is the medication usage. Number 3, usage. Immune suppressing drugs allow the pathogens to take hold more freely. Okay? And lastly, number 4, the general resistance factor. Ibig sabihin guys, yung ating mga intact mucous membranes and skin natin, and they can robust the cough, the sneeze reflexes, no? That will help defend against invading pathogens natin. Okay? So it is a person who is at risk for developing an infection from the disease. So the factors include young people and elderly people, chronic diseases such as the diabetes or asthma, that will help also to weaken the immunity. Like for example, the HIV, the certain types of medication, invasiveness devices like feeding tube and malnutrition. Okay? Now, these are the general factors of resistance: intact skin, cough reflex, gastric juice, diarrhea, and normal bacterial flora. Okay? When we say normal bacterial flora, ibig sabihin yan po yung mga normal na resident na mga bacteria sa ating mga katawan. Okay? So specific factors of resistance, we have the leukocytes, serum factors, and fibroblasts, and the immune system. Okay? So tapos na tayo, no? So next, review ng epidemiology natin. So again, epidemiology is the scientific method of problem-solving study, no? So study of scientific method of problem solving that helps disease detectives, no? Help to understand how people get sick and die, who gets sick and dies, how to avoid getting sick. Now, so alam nyo na yan, epidemiology, which means epi means among, demons means people, logos means study. Okay? Pag kinombine mo yung tatlo, no, epidemiology now will deals with the studies conducted among human populations natin. So, what epidemiologists study, alam nyo na yan, yung mga sick and well people to determine the crucial difference, those who get diseases and those who are spared. Okay? So, eto yung mga terminologies natin. Alam nyo na din to, review lang. Distribution, no, determinants, and risk factors. Okay? Some epidemiologic terms we need to familiarize ourselves are the following. The distribution refers to those who has the problem. Determinants refers to the things that influence the problems, and risk factors refers to characteristics associated with the disease which can be non-modifiable or modifiable. When we say non-modifiable, example nito yung age tsaka yung sex. Kapag ka modifiable, example nito yung quitting to smoke, mga ganon, okay? So these are the uses of epidemiology. Okay? So review na lang yan. Issues address, no? Alam niyo na yan. The disease, mortality, hospitalization, disability, quality of life, tsaka yung health status natin. Okay? Epidemiology, weighs and balance, contrasts and compares, no? It uses the rates of events over the population at risk. Okay? So leading cause of death in US. So ayan, heart disease is the number one. Okay, top 10 in 2000. Okay, so leading cause of death in US, number of death versus leading cause of death worldwide, no? Ischemic heart disease ang pinaka number one. Okay, pasok ang COPD. Okay, tsaka yung lung cancer natin. Okay. So rates, 'di ba? Na-discuss na natin 'to, events, no? Divided by the population at risk, okay? So epidemic, endemic, alam niyo na ibig sabihin 'yan. Epidemic, endemic, tsaka pandemic, okay? So fundamentals of epidemiology, ito ang hindi pa natin na ano, correct? So agent, 'yan. So epidemics arise when host, agent, and environmental factors are not in balance. So essential in the understanding of epidemiology is the epidemiologic triangle. Now this one, it is a graphical demonstration of the relationship between the three key factors in disease: the agent, the environment, and the individual as the function of time. So what would be the causes of epidemic? Okay, so new agent. So changes in the existing agents such as the infectivity, pathogenicity, and virulence. No, changes in number of susceptible hosts in the population, and environmental changes that affect the transmission or growth of the agent natin. Okay. So here is the epidemiologic triangle. And when we say agent, these are it can be infectious or non-infectious. Hosts are the humans and the animals. The environment here is the external surrounding and conditions. And lastly, the time. Okay? Infectious agent are the microbes such as the bacteria and virus. Non-infectious agent are the risk factors such as smoking, high blood pressure, and exposure to chemicals or radiations. When we say agent, guys, no, agent, it will determine, okay, the primary agent that is responsible or a certain causative factors used to determine the characteristic of the agent or the causative factors, define the mode of transmission, and determine the contributing factor. And usually, you will identify here and determine the geographic patterns natin. Okay? So, infectious agents, no? Again, no, yung mga yan, yung mga bacteria, mga ganon. Okay? Mga virus, okay? Next, no, kapag ka sinabing host naman, guys, hosts are organisms such as humans and animals that are exposed to and harbor a disease, no? Host factors that may affect susceptibility to disease include number one, yung age, yung gender, yung race, yung ethnicity, yung occupation, yung immune status, ano pa ba? Yung behavior such as alcohol drinker ka ba, drug abuser ka ba, and having a multiple sexual partners. Okay? When we say environment naman, favorable surroundings and conditions, external to the host that cause or allow the disease to be transmitted. Okay? So the characteristics may cause the disease either, for example, ang example ng environment natin. Number one, yung weather, 'di ba? Number two, yung population density. Number three, the geography. Number four, yung season of the year. And number five is the genetic effects or yung ating tinatawag na family history. And lastly, when we say time, it is the duration of the illness or the amount of time a person is sick before the death or recovery occurs, no? Dito papasok si incubation tsaka si latency period. And when we say incubation period, it is the time between the host is infected and when the disease symptoms occur. And when we say latency period, it is the time between the exposure and symptoms in chronic diseases. Okay? So, ano pa, agent na nasabi ko na kanina, no? The disease in a disease, no, review lang din. The primary agent responsible or the causative factors are determined as well as the characteristics of the agent, okay? The mode of transmission, the contributing factors, and the geographical patterns are also identified in agent. When we say host naman, 'di ba, yan ay sinabi ko, organism, humans, animals exposed to harbor disease, no? Either age, gender, race, ethnicity, occupation, immune status, tsaka behavior. Pag environment, yung mga surroundings and conditions, no, external to the host can cause or allow the disease to be transmitted, no? So ayan yung mga characteristics na sabi ko kanina, yung weather, yung population density, and so on. Okay? So lastly, time, no? Yan na discuss ko na din kanina, nasabi ko na din. Yung duration when a person is sick before death and recover. Okay? So what would be the mission of epidemiology? So epidemiology aims to break the triangle to prevent the disease completely or control the spread of disease. Then understand what causes the disease, determine the groups that are likely to get the disease, and determine the geographical factors that are conducive to the spread of disease. For example, we know that measles is an air-transmitted viral infections with debilitating sequelae. So when we say if we want to prevent it, we need to understand what causes it, 'di ba? So which individuals or groups are likely to get it and what conditions in the environment support its spread. So parang yung ginawa ninyo diyan sa CPH ninyo sa community, 'di ba? Na-identify ninyo kung anong mali dun sa community, then you do a research, then nagkaroon kayo ng prevention. How do you prevent? Nagkaroon kayo ng educational health eduk, nagkaroon ng health eduk dun sa community. Now, epidemiology are studies conducted among human populations. No, it has many causes and addresses its issues other than disease. So it uses rates of events of the population at risk. Yung epidemic, endemic, and pandemic describes the spread of the disease. Epidemics happen when agent, environment, and individual as a function time are not in balance. Yung sa triangle natin. So that's the end of our discussion today. May tanong ba kayo? May tanong kayo? Wait lang. So, mamili kayo sa mga kagrupo ninyo kung sino magpre-present nung last na ginawa ninyo. Yung ano, tawag rito, yung pinagawa ko sa inyong PubMat. So, mag-start tayo sa group 1. Again,